What if our universe didn't actually begin with one giant bang? Imagine not a bright, instantaneous burst of energy, but something stranger, like space itself, awakening and slowly spreading, stretching, not erupting from a single point, but growing like roots in the darkness. No initial explosion, no single singularity where all the laws of physics break down. Instead, a series of gentle transitions, a succession of microscopic pulses of growth and decay, which over time create the cosmos as we know it. To understand how radical this idea is, it's worth remembering how humanity has generally imagined the structure. The ancient Greeks, for example, believed that the Earth was a fixed center, around which layers rotated: water, air, fire, and finally, a crystalline sphere with celestial bodies. Everything seemed logical. Planets moved in perfect circles, and if the trajectory deviated, additional circles were introduced on the circles, epicycles. It was beautiful, harmonious, and, most importantly, explainable within the framework of their world. But everything changed when observations came into play. Copernicus moved the center to the sun. Galileo noticed that Venus changes phases like the moon, meaning it revolves around the sun. Kepler realized that planets don't move in circles but in ellipses. Newton united everything into laws of attraction, explaining the movement of bodies with a single force. And even he, the creator of a classical universe, was able to explain the movement of bodies with a single force. He believed that the universe was a mechanical mechanism, believed in ether, an invisible medium through which he thought. Light and force spread. The 20th century offered a different picture. Astronomers noticed galaxies receding from each other, like dots on an inflating balloon. Soon, evidence from the past emerged, relic radiation from the early hot phase of the cosmos. This reinforced the Big Bang Theory, claiming everything began at a single point, matter and energy compressed to infinity. Then, the universe began to expand rapidly, cool, and form atoms and galaxies. For a long time, everything seemed to fit perfect. However, the more precise the instruments became, the more oddities appeared. The relic radiation turned out to be uneven, with anomalous spots. New theories arose not as fantasies, but as attempts to explain what didn't fit the old model. Or perhaps motivation wasn't our primary concern. One recent concept suggests the universe didn't explode once, but went through phases. Bursts of expansion, followed by contraction. Like breathing, this model avoids the need for incredible density and infinite temperature at the start. It happens gradually, as if space learns to be itself. Some physicists think this eliminates the need for dark energy. Beyond my driving dahlias, Yodid force accelerating expansion. There are also ideas linking the universe's expansion to quantum entanglement. What if the smallest elements of space are threads, and when they entangle, more space expands, and when they unravel, it contracts? Then the universe didn't explode, but unravels like a ball of yarn. And the movement of these connections is the fabric of time and space. Another hypothesis is the cosmological brain theory. Imagine our world as a thin film in multidimensional space. These films or brains can collide, and each collision creates a new cycle. The universe is born, expands, ages, and collides again. There's no beginning, just infinite repetition. This idea could explain why the laws of physics are what they are, shapes anew in each phase. A more elegant proposal is Roger Penrose's model of conformal eons. He suggests the universe expands infinitely under dark energy. Over time, all matter decays, leaving only photons, light particles. And then we couldn't answer ender ye. And then, in the absence, conditions arise identical to the beginning of a new cycle. One cosmos dies, another is born. This isn't just philosophy. Traces of the past cycle can be found in the structure of relic radiation. It's claimed that circular patterns, scars from a past world, have already been discovered. Finally, the most radical view. Space and time aren't the foundation of reality, but side effects. Like temperature doesn't exist on its own, but arises from the movement of molecules. Time may simply be a way of describing the sequence of quantum processes. In this model, the universe isn't an object, but a process. Beginning loses meaning, because in extreme conditions, nothing familiar exists. No duration, no matter. There's only information interacting with itself. Such a hypothesis is difficult. It's hard to imagine, but physicists are already building mathematical models and looking for confirmation in the behavior of particles in accelerators. Yes, these ideas seem like intellectual exercises at first glance. However, modern telescopes like James Webb are looking deeper than ever, capturing light from the first stars. Radio surveys are registering signals from hydrogen that existed before the stars. And gravitational wave antennas are catching vibrations of space that could have arisen at the moment not of an explosion. If the theory of cycles or quantum growth is correct, the cosmos is literally whispering to us about its origin, and we are learning to listen. If the theory of cycles or quantum growth is correct, the cosmos is literally whispering to us about its origin, and we are learning to listen. If it turns out that there was no Big Bang, we will have to rethink not only school textbooks, but also the very essence of time. After all, if there is no beginning, then maybe there is no end. Time becomes not an arrow, but a loop. Who knows, maybe we exist not on a straight line, but on a section of something eternal. Then the question is, when did it all begin? It gives way to something deeper. Why do we even exist in this structure? And then comes the moment when science and philosophy meet again. We are not just looking for a beginning, we are looking for meaning. Maybe we are not the result of a random explosion, but part of an eternal cycle. And in this infinite structure, every choice we make, every discovery is something more than just the movement of atoms. It is a step in understanding our place in the universe, in the great, slowly unraveling, ever-changing cosmos. Such is the path of human thought from crystalline spheres to quantum field. We are still looking at the sky, but now with a different question. Not what is there, but what is it all for? And perhaps the universe will give us an answer, not with an explosion, but with a quiet, deep echo from its very essence.